You likely know the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You probably also know that lots of fairy tales and folktales have dark origins. Oh, Liz, you say, are you gonna ruin Goldilocks and the Three Bears for us? Only a little bit. Welcome to
Fucked Up Fairy Tales with Liz.
Ding! The origins of the Three Bears has a muddy history, which I'll share later, but the first recorded version of the tale is delightful for a number of reasons. 1, it was recorded by a British spinster named Eleanor Muir. 2, she wrote it in rhyme as a present for her 4-year-old nephew. 3, it has a wildly violent ending. Enough speechifying, time for the fairy tale! Once upon a time, in the days when animals could speak like humans can, 3 bears decided to shack up together in a people-style house. A family of bears, you ask? Sort of. They were 3 male bears. 2 sort of standard size, 1 small. And I invite you to interpret that however you'd like. They moved in next door to an old lady who was very curious about them. She showed up on the doorstep one day to introduce herself. Hello, it's me, your next door neighbor. I brought over a coffee cake for an unexpected visit. No thanks. And don't come back now, bye. How rude. The woman was highly insulted and stewed on the matter. What, do they think they're better than me? Can't invite an old lady for a cup of tea? Who do they think they are? God damn it, I just gotta get into that bear's house. One day, when the bears all went out together, the old woman let herself into their house and fucked up all their shit. She sampled the milk they left out on the table and made a mess. She tried out all their chairs and broke the littlest one. And she rolled all around in their beds, breaking the little bears. And then she heard them coming home. Aw, shit. Aw, shit, oh shit, oh shit. What was I thinking? Those bears will eat me alive! The woman hid herself in their closet, like a genius, and the bears came back to find their home in disarray. Someone's been drinking our milk, and rubbing their ass in all our chairs, and doing who knows what in our beds! Jeez, they broke through all my furniture! The bears searched the house to see if the intruder was still there. When they found the old lady in the closet, they discussed among themselves what should be the appropriate punishment. Obviously, we should kill her, right? Of course, but how? Throw that bitch in the fire. So they did, but curiously it didn't kill her. Then let's drown the bitch. So they tried, but interestingly that didn't kill her. Let's impale that bitch on St. Peter's Cathedral. Well, that did it. And that's the end of the 3 bears. Well, it's the end of the old lady, technically. And it's also the end of the story. So the first recorded versions of Goldilocks and the 3 Bears are the Eleanor Muir version, which I shared in part 1. Eleanor's version featured illustrations too, P.S. This is a reproduction of them, but essentially it features the bears trying to burn the old lady to death. And the Robert Southey version, which was published a few years later, both were published in the 1830s. Southey was recording it from the memory of a tale he'd been told as a young boy, and like the Muir version, all 3 bears are males of varying sizes, and it is an old woman who is the intruder. But in Southey's version, it was porridge instead of milk as we know today, and the old woman didn't die at the end, she just ran away. Now, it's unknown where Eleanor heard her version of the tale, but both hers and Southey's have parts that are reminiscent of an earlier folktale called Scrapefoot. Scrapefoot was essentially the 3 bears, but it was a fox instead of a person who invades the bear's house. In Scrapefoot, the bears do discuss some violent ends to the fox in punishment for invading their home. They opt to throw him out the window, but he survives and runs away and just learns that you don't fuck with bears. Some scholars believe that Southey probably heard the Scrapefoot version when he was a boy, but misinterpreted the fox as a person because the term vixen is used for a female fox and also a female person. Now, about 20 years after Southey's version of The 3 Bears came out, a man named Joseph Cundall adapted it, and he changed it from an old woman to a kid. Because in his eye, there were already plenty of stories about old ladies out there. Talk about a different era. And it was writer Flora Annie Steele who coined the Goldilocks name that stayed with us through many versions later. Thanks for listening. Let me know in the comments what your favorite bear is, because I fucking love bears, y'all. I'll probably die trying to Instagram a bear encounter. Just kidding, y'all. I don't do woodsy shit.
Fucked Up Fairy Tales with Liz.
Ding!